Hey guys, you're watching the internet's most talented photographer, the largest search for the photographer with the most talent on the internet. And for the largest search for the most talented photographer, what do you get? A huge prize. Here it is. The winner will get return flights to Hong Kong, plus 3 nights accommodation in a 5-star hotel, $1,000 in spending money, and you get to meet the DRTV team. The winner also gets the choice of either a Canon 60D or Nikon D7000. Now this is the first episode, so that means the first challenge. Now we set them a task, photo booth. We purposely kept it vague so they could interpret it themselves creatively. So that means they could take a portrait just outside of photo booth, and they could also do it conceptually, just take the concepts of a photo booth and do it in their own little way. Or they could use the actual photo booth to take a picture.
And that's what João, a photography student from Portugal who likes thinking creatively, did. He took the name of the challenge quite literally. Blimey, those prints are massive. I wonder how big their passports are. Across Europe, and we meet Orson, an avid street photographer. His first attempt at the photo booth challenge didn't work out so well, so he went for a photo booth self-portrait, but not your conventional one.
But it's not going to be the standard stereotype self-portrait.
And the result? Somewhat unconventional.
So I'm really pleased with this photo. It's much better than the other photos. It's much stronger and it also shows emotion.
While Orson recorded his crazy mad feelings using the photo booth app, fellow Mac user Michael from Germany was contemplating using the same app.
I couldn't help wondering where those DRTV people had gotten their inspiration from. But then it occurred to me. They're just regular folks. And they're Mac users. Alright, fine, photo booth it is. First, however, I had to find one. I chose this one in Dresden, Germany. Not exactly around the corner, but hey, I like to travel, and travel I did. And this is me setting up the shot. The flash inside the booth was triggered by a remote trigger, made in China.
Over in England, and Eleanor's hunt for a photo booth led them to a supermarket, naturally.
And have them crammed into the photo booth to recreate that sort of sense of fun and excitement. In the end, when we got there, it was too small anyway, and I could barely fit both of them in, so it's just as well. I also wanted to create a kind of romance sort of feel to it, or just sexy. I just had to kind of see at the time how I felt, how the chemistry was, and see how it would work out from there.
Woof! Anyway, also in England we have Chloe, an experimental photographer.
We use them for ID pictures, driver's license, and I was also thinking about people going into the booth with their mates and taking fun pictures. So combining those two thoughts, I came up with something that's kind of surreal, it's a bit of fun, but it also has a practical element somewhere in there too. I decided I was going to do this by having my friend in the booth holding onto the sides. To make the booth appear to be taking off, I changed the sides and rotated the image.
And the result? Very interesting. But what will our judges think? Joselito from the States, a street photographer, left the streets to replicate the style of renowned street dog Arthur Felig, in a bar dedicated to him.
But let's talk about Ouija. Yes, this is a lounge dedicated to Arthur Felig, aka Ouija. Anyway, this lounge is dedicated to him and his style. The interior is pretty nice, the bartenders are dressed a bit formally, but the cocktails are well done. There are photos all over the place, a very nice shuffleboard table, and of course, a photo booth in excellent condition.
Joselito tried to get the same stark black and white shots of slightly sinister happenings. In Russia, Natalia, who loves shooting with a Hasselblad, has opted for digital to capture her first challenge photo.
It is very personal. Sitting in the photo booth, you can forget about the whole world, about rules and troubles and problems for a few minutes. This time I decided to use digital camera because I wanted to catch the crowd in the frame which was moving all around us, so I had to do a lot of attempts. My photo is about a girl sitting in the photo booth. There is no curtain and it all looks like we're looking right through it.
An intriguing photo with a lady with no shoes on. But does it have enough intriguingness to take her into the next round? Back to London, and we have Charlie crouching in a wood, who works for a product photography company.
Driving license, passports, but they also limit us to what we can do. If we don't have those photos, we can't do anything. We can't drink, we can't drive, we can't go on holiday, can't go abroad and see our family. So I think, you know, they're kind of evil in a sense.
Will the judges see the evilness in his photo, or will they not understand it?
Well, I'm in Jamaica and we have absolutely no photo booths to my knowledge, so...
Here we have Brian from Jamaica, apparently a place with no photo booths, so he had to build one himself. And Brian went against conventions of a cheery, happy photo, and went for a rather solemn look to his photo booth photo. Moving on, and we meet Arnis, also known as Barney, not the purple dinosaur. He's from Latvia, despite the Chinese curtains. He used his creative vision to try and imagine what the mechanism inside a photo booth is like, and he came up with this Ruby Goldberg thingamajig. But will it work? To prove that life is like a box of chocolates, Forrest from the US surprised us by making his own photo booth.
So the huge, big idea behind our magical photo shoot was that whenever I've been in a photo booth with my friends, we've always had way too many. So I was trying to really encapsulate that idea.
I think it's going to be epic because all this blue stuff on the ground, yeah, that's blood. Blue hemoglobin. Smurf blood. Smurf blood. Anyway, so yeah, so we're all...
Anyway, after spilling loads of Smurf secretions, this is what the final result is like. And from one forest to another forest, we meet Ty.
Usually shared with friends, family. Now this is my rendition of a photo booth. I hope you guys like it.
He decided to go for a sequence of shots just like a photo booth. But what will our tough judges think of it? Over in the Netherlands, we meet Hessel, a student, doing a bit of hustling on the internet, researching for his photo booth shot.
American photo booth by Babette Hines. Hillhaven Lodge, the photo booth pictures, photo strips by Brett Ratner.
He mentioned that he wanted to do the whole of the IMTP challenges, shooting film only in his audition video. But how will he do? Because there's no room for error. For Harrison, the whole photography, cinematography thing runs in the family.
It's actually based off of a screenplay idea that I've had for a while. Basically, it's a very small peek into this girl's life, who she is. And in the end, one of the only things that's kind of able to calm her and keep her somewhat sane is the feel of beads of water from her shower. I built, this whole set to make it look like a shower, but it has a black curtain reminiscent, of a photo booth.
He's got an eye for the little details that will make this a visually striking image. But does this relate close enough to the subject of photo booth? Also in America, on the East Coast, we meet Max, who had a very bold concept for his photo booth.
The only problem is the location. I mean, photo booths can only be found typically in malls. You never see them in places actually worth remembering. And I knew there was a better way to instantly get a picture reminding you of where you were. That would probably mean a lot more to you as well. And instant cameras are kind of like portable photo booths. I mean, it doesn't have to be the best picture ever, it just has to show that you were there.
Max knows how to sell his image well, but will our judges buy into it? And last but not least, we have Michelle Cruz from the US, who likes to do concert photography. How will she do with this challenge?
The challenge was keep some elements of a regular photo booth, but also break down some barriers and make the world our photo booth. I told my friend to keep a stoic face and a stiff look to kind of resemble the way she'd look if she were taking a passport photo.
It is, technically, a very decent images. But how will our judges think? There's only one way to find out. In one corner we have Graham Uden, professional photographer. He's good at what he does. Not biking though. And here behind Hasselblad we have Mark Chung, professional photographer who likes to eat raw meat. His words are sharper than the Zeiss lens that he holds.
There we are. What do you think?
And since you told me the theme is photo booth, this is a no-no. I don't know what that is. Because this is not photo booth.
It doesn't do it for you.
No, the lens, the lighting doesn't do it for me. The perspective doesn't do it for me. I seriously cannot associate this with photo booth.
Okay. Now for this one, I have to actually show you the video first.
Okay. To me, that's a girl with a pearl necklace.
Now, a big part of this was the process.
Arnis, aka Barney, said it's all about the complete package, process included. But will this be enough to change the judges' minds?
See ya.
But I wouldn't want to be you. Okay.
Yeah.
I would have liked to. I mean, all the effort that time and effort he put into that, I would have liked to have seen the actual photo being shot by something triggered, you know, a remote trigger. The ball comes down, hits the remote trigger, there's the picture.
You just cannot depend on a video to as a second medium to explain a first medium, which is a photo booth. So
even as a photo, that doesn't really
it doesn't do it for me.
Okay.
Next, Orson's crazy creativeness.
Photo booth, but he's playing on the pun on the Mac program. So if I don't own a Macintosh, I wouldn't know what that is.
Yep.
So but I'll put this over to one side.
How come? You quite like that?
I don't like this.
Okay. Okay.
But this is an iffy.
Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting interpretation on the brief. It's a little disturbing. It doesn't really appeal so much to me.
Next, the Ouija-inspired photo booth.
Next is the film noir detective type guy. This is very nicely executed. I like it. It's got nice contrast. It tells a story, and this explains everything. But this two goes together. It's a very nicely executed photo booth that fits in a theme. So these two
good photos.
Like.
Okay.
Nice lighting. Quite interesting composition. You've got the shady looking guy with the hat and the leather coat. Up to something no good.
Yep.
Reflection in the mirror, nicely lit. It's a nice photo. And an idea behind it as well, a story behind it. So that's
Ryan wanted his model to be unhappy, but were the judges happy with that?
Although it's not a real photo booth, but the red curtains, the little signage, and the headrest, and everything goes together. These two are really nice.
But what about Natalia's barefooted lady?
She's isolated. I like it. It tells it's a story. It's kind of surreal. If she was nude,
that would be better.
That would be excellent.
I would definitely like it.
But this is not really carried off very well.
Okay.
I think if they'd had a few more people, brighter clothing, passing blur through the shot, some interesting people coming through the shot.
Next, Eleanor's fashion photo booth.
Legs.
Yeah.
And
it's always good.
Always good. And does this tell a story? Nah. But I'll put it in an iffy middle.
Well, it's a fashion shot. Two models in a phone booth. Instant fun. Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Then we have Charlie's evil photo booth.
Now he thinks that photo booths are kind of evil, and he wants to show the evilness from the photo booths.
Okay, I buy it.
I must admit, I do feel intimidated each time I walk past a photo booth. I do feel a little bit intimidated.
Especially in England.
The idea of, okay, if these photo booths are a little bit intimidating, dark, night, strange figure appearing, then that would have been a little bit.
Then Mark Chong found something same but different.
Well, to me, that's more evil than this one.
Yep.
I like the evil ones.
Okay.
And the sexy one.
Okay, this is so this is a phone booth. Why do I keep saying phone booth?
I don't know.
Is this is it a candid shot or has it been set up?
Set up.
Set up.
Yeah. He's actually got wireless flash in there. So.
All right.
I think the guy lifting his legs up.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Probably lighting a fire.
I like the idea of this little person taking a picture, but they just popped their head out, seeing what's going on outside.
Then we have Harrison's slightly leaky photo booth.
And this is
This falls into this category. I cannot associate photo booth with that.
Yeah.
In accordance to the theme, no.
Okay. Iffy.
Iffy.
Yeah.
It doesn't really say photo booth to me. It's a nice shot, the water spilling down, a kind of moody, almost psycho look. Yeah.
Then Chloe's flying photo booth.
Good idea, but poorly composed.
Okay.
I don't see any space around it to convey that she's moving through any kind of a space, and I actually have to look closely to see that it's actually floating.
It's kind of fun. She's looking out, she's looking a little bit worried. She's looking a little bit worried. I would be looking a little bit more worried than that if my photo booth was
flying.
I'd
be like,
so,
bloody hell, it's flying. Piss off.
Okay, so the idea is, I like the idea, it's a fun idea, but maybe just could have been carried out a little bit different.
Okay. So this is all the kind of alright ones.
Good ones, good ones.
Okay.
At this point, the judges decided that we had to call 6 people.
They picked 3 people up for elimination. Wow. So a lot of talented photographers and a lot of good photos out there.
Mm-hmm.
Your photo was good enough to go to the next round. So Brian, so you'll be going through to the next round.
You're a bastard.
6 of the 16 go through, but the judges are still unsure about 10 of them. Who will go through? Who will be up for elimination? Here we have Michelle's photo booth of the world.
I don't really see a photo booth there. I just see a girl sitting in an interesting location. Looks a bit sculptural with all these chairs.
Yeah.
Nice location, shot at twilight.
I don't know about this one.
Okay. Now she says that the whole world is a photo booth, so she got these chairs and this pose is supposed to like a photo booth.
If the brief is should have photo booth, and then you say, well, I just shot this because everywhere and everything is a photo booth. It's a bit too vague for me. But I like the location, I like the setup, nice lighting, nice twilight sky. Just a little bit too much on the thigh, I think. A bit too much heavy thighs.
Yeah,
I think I'll cut
thigh
that.
action.
Yeah.
If the theme is merry-go-round, I can almost relate. It's got a resemblance, but photo booth, nah.
Yeah.
Wide angle and big thighs, out. That's a tip for you.
And the judges turn up the heat on the criticism with Max's photo.
I don't know what's going on here. This is too busy.
It's like me hanging out in a bar and I just snapped a picture after a few too many.
Exactly. It's a party shot. It's nice. It's nicely contrasted, nicely balanced, but it's not photo booth.
So we called up Max to see what he has to say about it.
I don't know, if he doesn't get it, I mean, I don't know what there is to say.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I understand they're professionals, so they're gonna, you know, critique everything as professionals, you know, but, you know, I could have just took a DSLR and, you know, took a great picture, but, you know, that's not what, that wasn't my point, so, you know.
The judges were a bit unsure about his confidence.
Why should they choose me for the internet's most talented photographer? Because I'm the best. Who else are they gonna pick?
Yeah, but he's not the best of... He's not the best of communicating.
Joel was very brave for using the photo booth camera, but will the judges appreciate it?
It is taken in a photo booth. That's no good because of...
The execution and there's the whole idea of the production. I just don't like I don't like his process.
Okay.
What about Ty's environmentally friendly photo booth?
A 3 or 4 section photo booth, and so it's got a movie type feel to it.
Well, I think it's an interesting idea. I quite like the idea of going out into the forest and setting up some curtains and reenacting a kind of faking a phone booth in the forest. It's quite nice. The colouring's quite nice. The brown curtain, the brown wood, and the browns and greens are nice.
What will our 2 judges think of Hessel's concept?
I can imagine a photo booth being like this back in the 40s or whatever, and
he actually shot this on film, so
it's got a film-like quality.
Maybe the only thing I would have done if that was me shooting that, I just would have, you know, backgrounds. The background of the picture is almost as important as the subject, and I would have just moved the model into the middle of that shaft of space there between the trees. It almost looks like a shaft of light coming down. I would have put the model there and I would have moved it.
Then, has Forrest's hard DIY work paid off?
He actually built that photo booth himself.
He built the photo booth, and he's playing a march to a Dali, I think.
He's built the photo booth himself. He's found an interesting location, got a lot of people together, and it looks like they had a lot of fun shooting it. So it's nice, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So who is in and who is out? Let's phone them up and break the news.
Took all 16 photos to our fearsome judges. We got 2 professional photographer judges, and they had a look at all the photos, and they were quite mean in, you know, to some photos. They saw the footage as well. The judges loved the technical aspect of it. They thought it was a beautiful looking photo. They weren't quite too sure about the photo booth and how it kind of linked to the subject. They didn't quite get that. So Max, one of them mentioned that they didn't quite get how it relates to photo booth, and they thought it's kind of, one of them said snapshot, and they've actually picked 3 people up for elimination this week, which is more than we expected, because one of them actually couldn't decide between 2 and actually decided that 2 of them would be up for elimination. So 3 people up for elimination. Joe, Charlie. So Barney, I'm sorry to say that you're going to be up for elimination this week.
Oh no.
As one of the photos that are considered weaker. So you will be up for the elimination vote this episode.
Oh mate, bad news.
That's very bad news.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's part of the competition, I understand.
Yeah. Okay, Barney. Well, sorry to break the bad news. We shall see how it goes.
Friday. Come on.
This doesn't spell the end.
And then then the public choose which person and photo and stuff go through. Nice to meet you all guys. Well, hopefully speak to you soon.
Yeah, hopefully. So take care, Charlie.
Well, see you in a bit, mate.
Alright, see you.
Bye.
Bye. Now, there are 3 photographers up for elimination, but it's up to you guys to vote for who you want to give a lifeline to. Click the link in the information box below to vote for the photographer that you want to keep for the next challenge, which you'll be seeing in 2 weeks' time. See you then. Okay. Oh, I feel quite sad for them now.
I don't.